Good day, viewers, and welcome once again to our English grammar class. You recall in our last lesson, we talked about adjuncts, focusing our attention specifically on adjectives. Today we are taking the second phase of our lesson on adjuncts. And today's lesson dwells on adverbs. Let me remind you once more that an adjunct is a word used in a sentence to provide extra information about another word in that sentence. And that invariably, adjuncts are adjectival and adverbial words and group of words, such as phrases that function as adverbs, clauses that function as adverbs or adjectives, and then other adverbial and adjectival words collectively are referred to as adjuncts. In our adjunct class today, we'll be examining adverbs. And as the name suggests, an adverb means very simply to add to a verb. That which is added to a verb is an adverb. Therefore, an adverb is a word that is used along with a verb in order to tell more, to give a piece of extra information about the verb. Verbs, as we know it, are words that describe the action of subjects in sentences, or that give some information about the condition of that subject. Good. Very often, verbs can be used without additional information if this is not needed. But frequently, it is necessary when an action is expressed for the listener to know whether the action took place in a particular manner, or what time the action took place, or the place where the action took place, or the manner in which the action took place. These and many more are the extra information about verbs that adverbs provide. Let us take a look at a sentence that has no adverb. This sentence says, Sarah needed the dough. Sarah needed the dough. We are told what Sarah did, and the verb which illustrates that action is needed. Therefore, Sarah, the subject of the sentence, needed something. What she needed is the dough, and the dough, therefore, is the object of this verb, which is a transitive verb or an action verb. There is no adverb in this sentence, probably because none is needed. But let us take a look at the sentence again if we write it. If the sentence now reads, Sarah needed the dough meticulously, you can see now that an additional word has crept into the sentence. It has crept into the original sentence. Needed. There is now a word which tells us something about the verb needed. It says Sarah needed the dough meticulously. So if we now ask, how did Sarah knead the dough? We would say meticulously. Meticulously is an adverb. It tells us more about the action of the verb needed. In this sentence, Morgan returned late. Morgan returned late. Verb returned, adverb late. Now the word late is the answer to the question, when did Morgan return? So we say Morgan returned late. So we will refer to the word late as an adverb of time, just as we refer to the word meticulously as an adverb of manner. The adverb of manner answers the question how. How was the action performed? The adverb of time answers the question when was the action performed. In number 3, in sentence number 3, we have she visits mother weekly. She visits mother weekly. So if we ask how often does she visit mother, we will say weekly. And what this means is that visits, the verb, is modified by the adverb weekly, which tells us how often she visits mother. Another verb that talks about how often or how frequently a piece of action takes place is called an adverb of frequency. So as such, weekly is an adverb of frequency. Number 4 says, the priest is in a parish house. So we ask, where is the priest? We say, in the parish house. You can see that this is an adverb of more than one word, unlike the others. It contains 4 words. Because it contains more than one word, instead of calling it an adverb, we call it an adverbial. Adverbials are adverbs that contain more than one word. We can call it an adverbial phrase. Or if there is a final verb in it, we call it an adverbial clause. But they perform basically the same function of modifying the verb. So in this example, the verb is, and that verb is modified by in the parish house, which tells us where the priest is. How does she look? Quickly away. What if we now say, says, Obi looks very quickly away. Now, very is an adverb that modifies another adverb. You can see that quickly here, quickly away, is an adverb of manner. But very has been added to tell us how quickly away. Now, an adverb that modifies another adverb is called a degree adverb or an adverb of degree. Let me give you another example of an adverb of degree. If someone says, Clara writes well. Clara writes well. In this example, the verb writes modifies. The verb writes is modified by the adverb well. If we now say, Clara writes so well. Clara writes so well. Then we have so, an adverb of degree, modifying the adverb well, which is used here to modify the verb write. It tells us how well, or to what extent, to what degree does Clara write well. Before we close our discussion on adverbs, we need to take a look at the different kinds of adverbs that we'll be talking about in greater detail in our next class. I've already said that there are adverbs of manner which modifies a verb in order to talk about how the action of the verb was performed. The adverb of manner answers the question how. How was it done? For instance, it was done well, it was done quickly, it was done fast, it was done slowly, it was done rashly, it was done carelessly, it was done recklessly, it was done meticulously, and so on and so forth. These are examples of adverbs of manner. Then we talk about adverbs of time, which tells us when the action of the verb took place. So it answers the question when did it happen? Did it happen early? Did it happen late? Did it happen at 5 p.m.? Did it happen in the morning? Did it happen soon? Did it happen later? Or will it happen on Saturday? Or will it happen in the weekend? Etc. All the words and group of words that represent the time of an action, of the action of the verb, are examples of adverbs and adverbials of time. There are also adverbs of place, which answers the question where. In other words, where did it happen? Did it happen here? Or did it happen there? Did it happen in the kitchen? Did it happen at home? Did it happen in the church? Did it happen in our house? Or at the supermarket, among others. These are words that talk about the place of the action of a verb, and we refer to them as adverbs of place. Then finally, adverbs of degree, which answers the question, to what extent did it happen? Words like very, so, quite, rather, etc. are used as adverbs of degree to modify fellow adverbs. And so, my most treasured listeners, today we have come to the end of this segment of our lesson on adjuncts. And this lesson has examined the nature of adjectives and adverbs, which are the two most prominent adjuncts that we use in English language. They've been introduced today, and in our subsequent classes, we'll try to provide more details about how to make effective use of adjuncts, that is, adjectives and adverbs, in both spoken and written English. Thank you once again for listening.